Okay, let's talk about Ben Simmons, the Nets a little bit, and then we can bounce around to some other things in the NBA. So, this Ben Simmons back injury starting to look kind of dicey, man. I mean, he's got a herniated disc now, and this was ramping up over a couple of days. At first, it was like, okay, he's going through something, but we'll see him, and now there just seems to be a good amount of uncertainty. I guess he had a shot in his back as well. Listen, man, we've got very little time left in the season. The Nets play, 10 games? And for a guy who has not played in over a year, if he's also going to have to play through some sort of pain with his back, or you're going to have to wait for the thing to go away completely, I don't know, man. The other thing is, hopefully this is not a trend. This is a flare-up from something earlier, and is it not a little alarming that he developed this with his back while not playing in games? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it does freak me out at least a little bit. The other thing with the Nets is the thing that we've been talking about the whole season, which of course is Kyrie, right? I mean, they've got 10 games remaining. As of right now, Kyrie is only eligible to play in 3 of them, and I mean, again, standings can change, about 10 games left for everybody, but as of right now, they're also playing the Raptors in the first play-in game, and that game would be in Toronto because the 7th and 8th seed play each other. Kyrie would not be able to play in that game. And the other thing with that is if the Nets lost that game, then whoever they were playing for the winner of the 9-10 game, that game would be in Brooklyn, and as of right now, Kyrie can also not play in that game, which makes this Ben Simmons injury all the more something. I don't know. The Nets are never a normal basketball team. Of course, with KD, you can beat anybody, but even if you got through that play-in tournament off of Kevin Durant being amazing, I would assume, then, well, congrats. Now you're getting one of the top seeds in the East, and again, if Kyrie can play every game and you got KD and Ben Simmons is there, then, hey, the Nets can win the whole thing. So there is an optimistic way to look at this whole thing, but as of right now, similar to Ben Simmons' back, it's like, let's just see, man. The other thing to think about with Ben, for me, is like, how easy would it be for him to just be inserted into high-stakes basketball games and it just clicks? I mean, we can tell ourselves, well, he could be a great screen setter for this team, he gives them that versatile defense, he'll give them a boost on the boards and gives them a whole lot more lineup versatility, especially if you don't have to play another big man with him out there. The transition opportunities could be a lot better, but this is not 2K where a guy is back from an injury and then he's instantly ready to be his best self. Anyway, let's dive into some other NBA stuff, but before I do that, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. You can use promo code FUNKY to get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. I have used SeatGeek to go to many Celtics games, and it's always been an easy process. But you can use it for concerts, festivals, other sports, on top of basketball, of course. And with SeatGeek, you will know what is a good deal and a bad deal, because when you are selecting your seats, a green dot is a good deal, a red dot is a bad deal. Once again, that is promo code FUNKY. You can find a link in the description to download the app. Once again, $20 off your first purchase with promo code FUNKY. Here's an impromptu Bleacher Report article. Some trades for the most disappointing teams. The Hawks and the Knicks. Clint Capella's moving. What do we got? Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel, 2022 second. You think the Hawks would jump off the Clint Capella ship that early? I mean, I get it. This season was certainly not as good as his last one, and you've got Okongwu backing him up, and the consensus on Okongwu coming into the NBA was that he could be really, really good on defense. I guess if you really think that Okongwu is ready to start, then it does make Capella expendable. And then it would become a question of what would other teams view Capella as, because I think if other teams viewed Capella really highly, you could probably do better than Burks, Noel in a second. I mean, one team who would love to have a defensive center who can also roll to the rim is the Hornets. I know they just made the move for Montrez, but Capella at his best is way better defensively. Zion between the legs dunk. This reminds me of when Zion was on Instagram and he was like this almost mythical being with the things you would see on Instagram from like a 16-year-old. Of course, we got the news that Zion's not going to play the rest of the season as this dunk just keeps on playing, because why not? And as far as next season, I mean, at least on offense, that team could be pretty damn dangerous. For some reason, I feel like this is not the last 40-point game that Trae Young is going to have this season. As of right now, the play-in tournament would be them and the Hornets in the first game, which I think that would be super entertaining. Trae versus LaMelo. Listen, man, you get Trae Young in a one-game playoff, anything could happen. It could be like when Ja Morant beat the Warriors in the play-in. Bob Cove mystified by the Nuggets mascot. Okay, he's balancing on the thing. Where's Covington? There he is. He is pretty locked in, to be fair. I don't think he even blinks throughout this whole thing.